It's actually jelly!
Yes!
It's not liquid!
Yes!
I need to be really careful! Ta-da! I did it! Alright. Ooh! Oh god, I sound awful. We're trying to figure out how to turn me off on the iPad.
It's actually jelly! It's not.
Excuse me a second.
Toast Profesh.
Why can't I turn...
I have no idea.
What is... There.
Okay.
Okay. Hopefully that'll work now. I don't know. We're trying to figure this out. Anyway, hi. How are you? This is the 4th and 5th batches of this stuff that I have made. As you can see, I went full on like science on it today. Turns out that recipe is missing a significant digit in terms of how much pectin is actually supposed to go into this stuff to make it set. So I spent a lot of time looking up a bunch of other recipes to figure out like the ratio of pectin to fruit juice to solidity, and that's what we came up with. So yes, this is jelly. See, I can't even break the skin on it. It is still a little tiny bit soft. In an ideal world, this would sit in the fridge overnight, and I'd do this tomorrow. But I'm done waiting. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to ask you to help me taste it, because I did wind up with twice as much as I needed. So I need to figure out which batch we're actually going to put in the cake. Yes.
What are we going to do with the 3.5 pints of tea gravy?
Tea gravy. I don't know. I'm sure you could eat it on bread products, right?
I mean, I'll bet we could use it for a tea soak. And unusually...
Oh, I'll have to make more of that, too. We can put the kettle on.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And unusually British tiramisu.
Okay, so...
Just swap out the coffee for the tea.
It's too sweet, though.
Bit of whipped cream, some sad grating milk chocolate. It'd be great. We could do this.
Well, I might send it to his mom, because she's been really helpful about this. So, I'm going to now taste the two of them and see which one we're going to do, and then I'm going to put that one back in the fridge.
Before we dive in, pass me the water, because I figure we're going to...
Did you fill the bread up?
I filled the bread out, yeah.
Fill the bread up. What is that? Community?
Good place.
It's a good place, Jeff.
But
okay,
usually community also has a character called Peter. We're getting off topic.
I'm going to taste this now. Come try it. All right, so this is batch 1. As you can tell, it's a little lighter in color because it doesn't have the tea powder in it, because I was worried that something in the tea powder was causing it not to firm up. Yeah, see, it's got a little bit of a skin on the top of it, but...
That's exactly the consistency you want, yeah?
Yes. No, I think I'd like something a little bit firmer, but that's why we're going to freeze it overnight. So...
Okay.
That tastes like tea.
You get lemon from that as well?
A little bit, yeah. All right, so now I'm going to try the other one. And this one's actually firmed up harder.
Yes, it has.
It's a thicker gloop, technical term.
That's glooping.
And it's a darker color. And I think it's going to taste better, too. That is much more of an intense flavor.
I get an involuntary eye twitch from that one. We have a winner.
Okay. So, until we use these, I'm going to put them back in the fridge so that they can just be as firm as possible before we do this. Yeah, tea gravies need to happen. Now, you can put you can put jelly in all sorts of things. Like, I've seen people put jelly in cocktails. So, I'm sure we'll come up with some use for all of it. Heimer.
I'm actually not really kidding about the tiramisu. I think we could use something potentially kind of funky.
It's too viscous now to soak into the cookies the way coffee soaks into ladyfingers for tiramisu. But like a trifle, that might work. I'm going to turn this a little bit so you guys can see how it's trying to bring
also, heyo.
Okay. Tea pancakes. Can you jelly the rejects? Well, that's what I tried last night as experiment number 3, and the short answer was no. It didn't work. Arnold Palmer jelly cocktails. Yeah, see, because I'm thinking that and vodka, what could go wrong, you know? It would probably be just fine. Yeah, exactly. Well done, Jax. Vodka and tea jelly sounds delightful, honestly. I will admit, a lot of the recipes that I looked at that finally kind of cracked the code for this were Southern recipes, which is just like, it's hot, but I want to sweeten something, and I have lots of tea lying around. So, there we go. Teaful. Trifle. Teaful. So, before we actually start assembling, we have one more thing we have to make. We have to make the almond crunch. But this goes together really fast in the stand mixer.
Let's beat up some cookies.
Yes, so I'm going to have you unwrap all of these. These are our substitute broken crepe pieces, cookies. And what's cool about these is that as long as you don't get them wet, you can combine them with lots of things and they'll stay crunchy. So this recipe combines them with a little bit of sugar, some slivered almonds, and some almond butter. So they are individually wrapped. So I'm going to have Alistair unwrap them for me.
Hello.
Oh, just do them all.
You
unwrap them all and put them in that bowl.
Are we sure? That is...
Start with that, then.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's start with this.
Because the recipe calls for a half cup of the crunched bits.
This is going to be a half cup.
I don't know. I think you're more optimistic than I am about it. That's just me reaching for the
Me being optimistic? That's so off-brand.
What about Chungus? Oh, he's been fed. He's over there. There's a container of discard in the fridge for baking purposes for tomorrow.
Chungus is in repose.
Chungus in repose. Couchant? Repose. Sorry, that's a heraldry joke. Okay. Moving on.
She's had a really good day, everybody.
I did! I haven't even opened my birthday presents yet, but I've had a good day. Because I got like four different anchors. I got 2 from a friend. Thank you very much to the friend.
This is on Animal Crossing.
On Animal Crossing, yes. We are decorating Lonely Point, which is one of the rock outcroppings on the island that has Peter Lucas's lighthouse and one of the towers, and now it has a bunch of anchors as well. Okay, so tea crunch. We need a 1/4 cup of the tea powder.
So how much do you want these crushed? Are we talking like crumbs here, or...?
About like that. Yeah, that's great. Thanks. You want this? Are you disappointed that I beat you to it?
I was just going to say, hot.
I'm just no selling it for you. Yeah, but basically like that.
Cool. It's done.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Okay. Measuring cups. I've washed them so many times today. I washed one and dried it. Where'd I put it? Oh, it's probably over here. How's everybody's day been? I've been cooking.
My day's been great. I watched a disappointing Joseph Gordon-Levitt movie and watched you have so much fun. It was really good.
There it is. All right, so... And it says you're supposed to just bung this all in the stand mixer. Another technical term. And then mix it up. So here we go. 1/4 cup. I measured this earlier. It's 50 grams. Particulate. I didn't hit you. It's okay. 2 tablespoons of... That seems really low. Like a very low amount of almonds to me.
2 tablespoons of almonds.
Yeah. So
let's do 2 tablespoons and then see what it looks like.
I cheated and I bought them pre-toasted because I will burn them very easily. I'm not very good at toasting nuts. Snort, okay. So I'm just going to do this and call that a tablespoon. So 1.
Kiri, we've only been active about 5-10 minutes. It's all good. Don't worry.
2. I missed my thus spoke Zarathustra joke, but that was about it.
I'm always up for a good thus spoke Zarathustra joke.
You say sprach, but that's because you took German and I did not.
Yes, I did.
Okay, now it says half a cup of this stuff. So,
aww.
This is a 1/4 cup.
Topaz has just said, man, if my future marriage isn't like yours, I don't want one.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Thank you.
You're right. That's half a cup.
It's a burden being this gifted.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, honey. I'm sorry. Moving on. 3 tablespoons of confectioner sugar, i.e. icing sugar, i.e. powdered sugar. I spent a lot of time today I basically went scientific in order to get the jelly right. I converted everything into metric, and then I converted everything to weight so that I could do it very precisely on the scale and not have to worry about calibrating measuring devices. And it worked, so I'm pleased.
Basically, Marguerite has spent a good chunk of her birthday vanquishing this recipe. It has been vanquished.
It has been conquered.
It has properly been vanquished.
Vanquished. I'm very Latin. Ooh. Also very powdery. Whee! Oh gosh. It just kind of gets everywhere. It says it wants half a teaspoon of salt. Cool. I'm not watching the chat, so let me know if I'm missing
It's all good. Silver got some new art supplies, which seem to be going very well.
I love new art supplies. That sounds awesome.
And Zalia has spent the evening going to places you're not supposed to go in Horizon Zero Dawn. Zalia, you are playing the game absolutely right.
Yes.
I did that exact thing.
That is our standard procedure when it comes to epic adventure games. Put your back to the plot and find everything else first.
Every single level in every Uncharted game immediately starts and goes, turn right. Every time we're like, okay, I'm going to go over here now.
Now I'm just going to stir this up because it's almond butter and it's natural, so of course it's separated.
No problem, Trish. I hope it was relatively painless.
What was it?
Trish did a concealant panel check-in today.
Yeah, we had that too.
She said thanks very much for mentioning it yesterday. So
yeah, no problem. Like the timings are very difficult for us, so we
I have a panel at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so we're still kind of dialing all of that in. This looks obscene.
Sounds fairly obscene.
Smells amazing. So yeah, this is almond butter, and it says it wants.
Coffee is one option, Eldridge. I think the option I'm going for is I'm not doing your panel, thank you.
Can you hold that? I really want to get some of the plunger measuring devices again.
Yes,
so
yeah, definitely.
Oh, that was the thing I needed to tell Jax after
Jax,
the last
there's the thing you're about to be told.
I will have you go get it in a second. I need you to get me Alton Brown's Guide to Gear.
Cool.
The book off the shelf. Okay, it's calling for a quarter cup, and I am doing this volumetrically because, I'm not going to weigh it. All right, that's good enough. Woo!
No.
God,
that smells amazing.
It does smell. It smells really intense, and because it's basically pure fat, it's not supposed to make the cookies, soggy. Oh. It's supposed to keep them crunchy. So here we go and finding out.
Silly Lonely Eyes related cookies. I would argue some of the very best.
Say again?
Silly, Eldritch wrote some Lonely Eyes related fic and said, but it's kind of silly. And I'm like, oh no, I'm very up for that. Thank you.
We're fans. You can say we're fans.
By the way, not for nothing with the whole Worldcon thing, I actually have a lot of sympathy and admiration for them because putting on a convention is very hard. I've seen a lot of people do it very badly, and most of them do it far worse than these guys are. And that's even before you get to it being fully online, on basically no notice.
Sugar, salt.
But right. It is a little frustrating when the geography of the planet is your enemy, you know?
Alright, I'm going to put the sand mixer on. This might be a little noisy. It says you're only supposed to combine it for about a minute, so on a medium speed, so... Oh! It's powdering up everywhere.
Nurse said, we nearly sent our first Alton Brown book on fire and then took it to a signing. He signed the cover and pointed to the charge and said, this is not good eats.
Oh, bless! Yeah, this is not going to take long. It's basically becoming sand.
Lonely Eyes treated seriously, but silly sounds absolutely my jam. If you're happy showing it to people, I'd love to read it. Oh, Kiri, we adored the X-Files art.
Yes, that was wonderful.
Gorgeous.
I think it's done. Gosh, that doesn't take long at all. Okay.
Welcome to the various newcomers. For those of you just joining us, Margaret has vanquished the tea jelly problem. And we're in the middle of making the tea crunch.
This is a almond tea crunch that's adding
hold it up to the camera because this is really interesting. There is a quarter cup of almond butter in there.
It's literally like sand with a little bit of confectioner's sugar and the tea powder and the slivered almonds in it. So this is literally just a crunchy layer.
Some of that looks broken. I should test it.
You should test it?
Yeah.
Is it looking broken? Let me get you a clean spoon. Okay.
Won't be many of those left in there, so.
Yeah, oh well. I did another load of dishes earlier, so. How was it? I can hear it crunching. AMSR.
Okay, first of all, how dare you?
So it's that good, huh? Alright, I'm gonna try some of this.
That is very lemony.
I may make a second batch and put it on the top of the jelly anyway. Ooh, that's it. Wow, that's intense. I get why that goes on top of the plain mascarpone. Okay, let's put that over here so we don't need it. Speaking of mascarpone, that's the next thing to do. I'm not going to use this bowl.
Okay. Eldridge is giving us some more details. It's the first divorce that takes place after Peter's ritual. He can't touch Gertrude, so he gets mad at his husband, who is of course smug and bloating, and employs Gertrude.
As
yes,
what?
please. Yes, please.
Employs Gertrude as what?
Well, Elias is Gertrude's boss at that point.
Oh, right. So, back on day one, we made this. This is the lemon curd. It's just been in the fridge ever since I just transferred it to a smaller bowl because I had 3 batches of jelly I was trying to make solidify at the same time and it wasn't working. So what I'm going to do now, it says...
Very much a bastard power move, Jax.
Fully combine the lemon curd and mascarpone in the stand mixer. Okay, excuse me a second.
There's about to be some more whipping.
I gotta wash the bowl. Hold on.
Whip it. Whip it good.
Okay, there we go. This shouldn't take too long. Can you draw that for me while I wash the pot? Great, thank you. It's sticky. Thank you for being my prep kitchen. I'll take it back.
Absolute life. There you go.
No, that.
Okay, I'm just doing this here.
Okay. It says thoroughly combined, which implies that it's going to take a while. It says it's important that both the cheese and the curd are cold or they won't come together properly. Well, they've been refrigerating solid since their creation, so that should be fine.
Oh, Eldridge, that sounds really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Just a very kind of complex interplay of power between Peter and Elias, and how, Peter acting out is actually something that Elias is kind of known for.
Well, they have... The nice thing about fan canon is that you can play not just with the actions of the characters, but the motivations behind the actions. And there is fertile territory in that relationship, shall we say. Right. It says half a cup. I had to go find a measuring cup. Third half. I'm going a little fast, but that's because I'm excited. It's finally going to be able to assemble this mofo. It's a technical term. Where's the measuring thing?
I cannot stand these horrible husbands give me more.
We watched The Old Guard last night. Do you want to talk about how amazingly phenomenal that was?
It is.
This audience may in particular enjoy it.
The Old Guard is very, very good. It has been slammed critically, but it's one of the most interesting, and I would argue innovative, pseudo-fantasy action movies I've ever seen. Incredibly diverse cast, 2 female leads, awesome immortal gay crusade murder husbands.
Yeah. So it's based on a comic,
Yes, by Greg Rucka, Leandro Fernandez, and others.
And it's directed by, the movie is directed by a black woman. I know that.
I will pull her name up shortly.
But, as the name implies, basically these are soldiers who find that they can't die.
The first one of which finds this out 2,500 years ago.
Right? And then she meets a pair of knights who met in the Crusades on
different sides.
Opposite sides, who killed each other multiple times and then fell in love. And they are wonderful. They're my favorite part of the movie. I will take the 60k slow burn enemies to lovers fanfic of their backstory anytime someone wants to give it to me.
And also a Napoleonic soldier who is killed again fighting for Napoleon and then gets back up. And
I'm putting the stand mixer on. Sorry, it's gonna be.
Cool.
No, you can talk this one.
And they have spent 2,500 years doing deniable, mostly altruistic jobs for people. And then things go very badly wrong at the exact time that they detect a new immortal.
Yeah. It's really good.
And it picks up from there, and it is fiercely clever. It's very, very innovative. It has Charlize Theron just mincing people with an axe on several occasions.
And a gun at the same time.
And with Nikki and Joe, the immortal gay crusader murder husbands, it has legitimately two of the most fun characters I've seen in a long, long while.
It also... It seems like the movie script took the opportunity to correct some of the... I don't know how you want to describe it. Anachronisms, the characteristics that were in the comic that were of their time have been updated. For example, Andy, the main character, is in the comic, which was written when?
About 9 years ago.
She basically medicates her existence through casual sex. And they spend a lot of time in the comics with her being half naked.
Also, it's a Leandro Fernandez comic, so nipples happen.
Yeah.
A lot.
In the movie, she's a gourmand. And the other soldiers literally take bets about whether or not she can identify the origin of a piece of food that they bring her, which I thought was a really smart way of updating it while still staying sensual, but not being graphic or stereotypical.
The director is Gina Prince Blythewood.
That is the mascarpone and the lemon curd, all lovely blended together.
It's called The Old Guard.
The Old Guard.
And it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Right. Let's build this bad boy.
Yes!
Okie dokie. So I'm gonna
Have you worked out how to expand the ring?
The one ring? Okay. Now I'll show everybody what's going on. I'm just trying to make myself some space and move everything that's non-essential.
So you're taking notes as you go, aren't you, about how next time we need a second camera that I'll be running?
Do you want to physically hold a camera?
No, but I would do that for you because I love you.
I appreciate that, but I think what we need to do is get the existing webcams on tripods in here instead. All right.
Silver, I like your chances. I really do. I think it was a global purchase for Netflix, so it should be rolling out.
I have to make more tea soap. All I'm going to do is make a really strong cup of tea.
Us too, Becky.
We can put it in my hot chocolate mug. There's the tea. It doesn't need very much of this. It says it only needs like 4 cups.
The mug is officially it.
Yeah. Sarah found it for us. It's one of her favorite designers. I can't recall the name right now, but they do a whole series of snarky mugs. And this, the only way this could be more perfect is if the little dots over the eyes were hearts. But, yeah, it's my favorite. By the way, it's probably a good thing I forgot to take the stream off of Marked Mature. That way we can swear.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you, honey. All right.
I will never stoop too low to pick up a joke like that.
Okay. So all I'm doing now is making more of that bitter tea soak because the stuff we saved last time is 2 days old now and I threw it out. So I'm just putting way too much tea and way too little water until it can reach out and punch me.
My tongue is actually sympathetically furring as we speak.
Okay, so we've got... This is how we're going to assemble this bad boy. This is a cookie sheet that fits in my freezer. I tested. Okay. No! If you sing copyrighted music, they will stop the stream. I love you. It's okay. We're learning.
Okay.
This has got parchment paper on it. This is the cake punch that we talked about last time, where I'm literally going to punch circles of cake out. And then it's also going to be like this, how we actually form the cake.
We have the cake riot shield.
Yeah. Now that's the next thing I got to do is I got to cut this to fit. And it says it's supposed to be about 20 inches long, but I'm not going to do math right now. I'm just going to unwrap it. Punch time. Yes, it is almost time to punch the cake. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
So this is just a roll of food safe acetate. You can see it's really thin. But what I have to do is I have to hold that right there. Perfect. I have to measure it.
Do we need tape? I feel like we need tape.
No, because it's going to fit inside.
Is it?
Yes.
How are we going to fit the cake in that as well?
Trust me.
I always do.
All right.
Okay.
So, that's about right. Cut that. And this goes in here. This gets taped closed.
You are so
That
responsible.
goes in there to stay clean.
And such a very good influence on me. I never kept a tag on bread bags until I met you.
I'm not used to buying bread with tags. Okay, so see, this is what we're doing here. I'm actually going to turn it the other way around so that its tendency to want to curl the other direction works in our favor. Right, so now that is how that's a technical term. That's a technical frustration right there. That is how the cake is going to be assembled, with the ring to hold it in place and the plastic to keep it from sticking to the ring. But before we can do that, cake punching! Okay, so go over here for a minute. Cool. Yeah.
I love how you got one note away from an identifiable piece of music and your lawyer senses went, no.
Right, so here's the cake.
That was claimed on overnight.
It cooled pretty well and was more even in color than I anticipated. The corners, this corner in particular and this corner in particular are still a little dark, so I'm going to kind of steer away from them a bit as we do this. Now, I don't have a cutting board that is that size, so I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to put it on a towel and flip it over that way. Pray that it comes out of the pan okay. I mean, it's been cooling for over a day now, so it should be just fine. I just wrapped it up in plastic wrap so that it didn't dry out. And so I didn't nibble at it, to be honest.
And also so it didn't dry out. Do you want biscotti? Because that's how you get biscotti.
No, I don't want biscotti. I've worked too hard for this! Anyway. Now the plastic wrap doesn't work. Thank you. Cool. So.
This is only a little nerve-wracking. For me, you just seem super chill.
The faster you do it, the better it works. Alright. Break off all the little bits on the outside that's stuck. And hope this should, I mean, it was.
I don't know why. You want a palette knife around the edge?
Not quite yet. If it falls completely apart.
We can still cover it, it's fine.
Hold on.
You got a corner?
I think I got a corner. Just gonna do this. Come on. Let go. Take that.
You have a suggestion to hit the back? Oh, it's coming. There, you got it. Oh!
Yes! Okay.
Alrighty.
So, this can go over there because there's tasty bits on the edge that might mysteriously get eaten later.
Licked.
You guys see this? Okay, so now
is cake.
The parchment layer comes off.
Look at it.
Oh, and it's still moist and everything. I'm very pleased. Okay.
Alrighty.
Cake punching. So I'm going to stay away from the corners, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and mark these
How are you going to lift it out?
Carefully.
Okay.
There's one.
I like that.
And
the two.
there's two.
Right on the edge there.
That's fine.
You're fine.
I can feel it up against the towel, and that's what matters.
You're just going to cut away all the bits which aren't my spheres, aren't you?
Not cut, but pull. Yeah. Right. So, hopefully you can now see there are 2 circles in here. Those are the top 2 layers
Do
of
we
the
need
cake.
some form of surface on here to ensure they don't stick?
That is not a bad idea.
I'm thinking maybe cornmeal, a little flour, something like that. Parchment. Because that way we can just use the parchment to flip it upside down when it's time for the assembly.
Theoretically, yeah, that's the way. Just stepped in a bit of cake. Fun. Okay, so now, kind of like when you roll out sugar cookies, and you pull out the shapes.
Or sculpting. It's literally the same process.
It is sculpting, yeah, pretty much. All I'm trying to do is gently separate out what is circle and what is leftover. I'm very happy with that. And then I'm going to use this guy.
You want to use another one on the other side, or you think you got enough clearance?
I think the rounds are small enough.
I think you're good.
Ooh, he cracked a little bit, but it won't matter by the time it all freezes together. Just go through a little bit further. Good. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Okay, so those are the top layers of the cake. Now, I need these to all go over here. Hold on, baby. That's the bitter tea soak, which is plenty bitter by now, I'm sure.
It tears me out so much that the crunch has got that much moisture in it, and it's completely dry.
Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, so I gotta wash this carefully. But I don't clean them all. Basically, it's gotta be clean enough that it's not gonna stick. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
What's going on?
Fluffy Kiritu made fruitcake.
God, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that amazing?
Is it
outstanding job?
Is it fruitcake as in like the rich, spicy, dense, aged with alcohol over time type of fruitcake, or it looks a bit like a custard cake or a cheesecake topped in fruit?
Actual fruitcake.
It looks amazing. Well, it has been drinking. Nice.
It's had a long week.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So, the ring's been clipped. Woo!
Ooh.
Gently now. Let's not get overly excited. Those are the little bracing bits. That's another technical term. Gluten. That hold the ring in its shape. I'm just gonna make sure that it's still the same size. Yep, we're good. Okay, cool. So, now I'm going to... Ooh, the towel was actually a good idea because I can do that with it. So, here we go. Can you guys see?
I have an awkward and possibly useless suggestion.
I'm going to tape the acetate on the outside.
That was going to be my second awkward and slightly less useless suggestion.
Okay.
My first was, is it worth maneuvering the bottom layer in place and then fitting this over the top?
No.
Rather than trying to...
These are layers 2 and 3. That's the bottom layer.
Because the bottom layer is made of the craft.
Would you go grab my tape dispenser? That's a technical term.
Scotch tape knuckle duster.
My Scotch tape knuckle duster, because I think you're right. I think a little bit of tape to hold the acetate together may be something that pays dividends in the future. I'm not going to do it on the inside, but I will do it on the outside. In the meantime, I will try the bitter tea soak, which is probably hella bitter. Oh yeah! Wow! Ooh! Ugh! Yeah, that'll do. That's plenty bitter. Yeah, that'll do. Hi everybody, thank you for joining me. I'm glad that Jelly finally sat. I better read the instructions about the layers now. Okay. Build. Okay. Bottom layer. All of this gets squished in there except for the parts that don't. Oops. And then we're gonna need various things. Right, so this is one of those cool things that unfortunately I don't think they make anymore because I'm old. It's basically Scotch tape that pops up in pre-cut strips. It's really convenient. So I'll make sure that that's pushed up all the right way. Yep. Yeah, see, that was a smart idea. I can't do that on the inside. Hello, cute kitty.
Silver's kitty sends moral support.
Hello, cute kitty. Right, so, cool. So all of this, I'm going to pull off the burnt corners because I don't want the burnt corners. And the rest of this literally just gets set down inside.
And are we doing this on one layer? Or
Oops.
is it just... Yeah, that burnt corner looks... This is bad. This
That
corner
looks
is
bad?
bad.
Looks really bad?
Yeah, I'm helping.
I think you're going to have to do something about that. I think there's going to be leftover cake.
First of all, how dare you?
I know, right? Oh, God. That's really powerful. Yeah, okay. That's the rest of the burnt corners. That'll disappear for snacks later. So,
I have never tasted anything like this before.
it's almost like lemon poppy seed. It's really intense. I don't know if I can show you. Because I don't think I can lift and turn this. But see how there's just about a layer's worth of cake in there? What I'm going to do now...
You know what I could do? I can take a photo and post it in the chat.
Please. We're learning. This is fun. Yeah, that's the inside. And what I'm going to do is just... No, I can't. It's too moist. It'll stick to the jar. All right, fine.
Powder it.
No,
Powdered sugar.
I think I'm just going to use my hands.
Okay.
I'm just going for it. And what I want to do is kind of compact it all down in there. So it's kind of like one solid layer's worth of cake. And you can't really tell. It's like when you make graham cracker crust. You know, and you just kind of smush it in the bottom. Oh, wait, you don't do graham crackers. I really should stop eating all the scraps, but they're tasty! Okay, that looks pretty good to me. It's in there and squished. Okay, there's a little void there. I want a little extra piece of cake. In there. Cool. Looks good. Looks good. Okay, that is layer 1. Oh, what's the name of that anime? Layer 01. I can't remember.
See, I'm old school, so I was just going to start again. Layer 1 encoded.
That's a chevron, not a layer. Right. Okay, so up next is this tea soak concept where apparently I'm supposed to get a pastry brush wet and give it a bath. Okay. Very tiramisu process, which makes sense that this is super bitter because that cake is really powerfully sweet. So I'm going to use about half of this. I just kind of gloop and z until the surface of it changes color just a little bit. Okay. It's a little less than half, but I don't want to get it too soggy because it's the bottom layer. Cool. What's next? Half the mascarpone, and then half the crunch, and then 1/3 of the jelly. Okay, so.
Half the mascarpone.
Half the mascarpone. Oh, wow, that stuff's gorgeous. Okay.
Okay.
That's about half. I've got an offset.
Flipping heck.
Huh?
Flipping heck. That is a lot of... That is a lot.
The space is too tight. I think I'm going to use a spoon.
Much better.
Yeah, I think this is going to be much easier.
The issue is because of the
this
walls.
This entrance is pretty small. Trying not to turn this into filth. It's failing.
Ew.
Ew. I'm trying to make it even.
Are we just not doing phrasing?
Phrasing! Exactly. All right. Cool.
That was pretty great.
Photo. Nice. All right. So up next it says half the crunch, All right. I'm gonna do this by hand. I mean, it's just like crumble topping, like from a cobbler. So, oh, wow. Okay. Spread it around a little bit. That looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, it smells really good. You want to take a photo of that while I grab the jelly?
1 second, still pulling down the tweet with the second photo.
Sorry.
It's alright. My wife moves pretty fast in cake world.
Yeah, now it says a third of the jelly. Wow, that's gotta be a lot. Well, it is a visible layer, so. Like I said, this is still a bit.
You feel comfortable doing.
This is still a bit softer than I might prefer. Oops, sorry, I'm in the light. Good. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this in gloops.
Do it until it looks like there's too much.
I'm gonna start around the outside because that's the visible layer I want, right? And I can't really like spread it once I put it in here because it's right on top of the crunchy layer. It'll get.
What you can
do.
It's right on my thumb. You got it. What you can do is use the base of the spoon to create a bow wave in the tea jelly.
Yeah, I think you're right.
There it is. There it is. You got it.
Okay. Tea jelly bow wave. You heard it here. And a little bit more on that edge. All right. Ooh, that's a lot.
Which is the name of my cocktail twins Taliban.
Go that way.
You would have been disappointed if I didn't.
Yeah. Let's be honest. I would have. All right. That is a visible demarcation of tea jelly.
The militarized zone.
Okay,
jelly.
so now this one has a split, so I want that one to be on top. So this guy is going to go next. And the recipe warns you that it can be a little tricky to maneuver this in.
Yeah, you got it.
It's split. Okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
This is actually going to make this easier.
Sure, I'll just break it into pieces.
It is. It's actually going to make it easier, see?
Okay. Work for the bottom layer. Work for the middle layer. Come on.
There you go.
Come on. Get him in there evenly. See why the acetate. I'm at the top of the ring now with the second layer of the cake. Cool.
If there's holes you want to plug, use the excess.
No, I don't think so. I think that's fine. I think it's just a matter of, it's like tectonic plates. They're sublimating, and I got to get them to, there we go. Cool. Okay, so that's the next layer. Next up, so repeat. The last of the mascarpone. It's das Glühbirnensied. Gently, gently, gently. Okay, sorry. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I did the dishes already once today. I'll have to do them again. Okay. God, that mascarpone really makes this just super ridiculously decadent. Okay. And see, now you're probably going to see the layers start to form on the outside. Cool.
Last week is not sending for some reason.
That's okay. If you've got the photos, it's fine. We'll do a thread of them later.
Do you want me to keep doing photos with this?
Yeah.
One?
Yep, okay. So this is mascarpone 2. This is like geology
Step
cake.
back.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we put the last of the tea crunch in here. Don't want to just put it in because it's not going to spread real well where it sticks. So I'm trying to do this by hand. Nope. All right. Just gonna spread it out there. Okay. Now another third of the tea jelly.
That's a good technique.
Yeah, I think kind of like divvying it along the side makes it a little easier. It helps kind of like make that demarcation.
This is also very even. You're doing a really good job.
Thank you. I'm trying. I'm getting a little messy this time, but the color's right on the jelly. I'm very, very pleased about that. Okay, there's another little block in the middle there. Yeah, see, the minute you try to ruck with it, it pulls the crunch up. So I'd rather do that and have to scrape it down a little bit. Okay. This smells so good. Okay. One last photo.
Step back, please.
Take for dinner. It's 10 p.m. I'm going to have cake for breakfast tomorrow on the stream.
On the stream, folks.
All right, so now...
Now the scary bit. Do you want an honest suggestion?
Flip it over.
Also, potentially just rip it in half and do it in half. Bit of spatula, maybe. Good.
Oh! Yes! Ah ha 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 ha. Oh, smug mode. Nice. Oh, I'm very pleased with that. Okay. Get one from the side, too. Look at the layers on that. And those layers go all the way down. That's just the ones we can see. All right, now the top layer. Everybody's like, stressful. There's this kind of hard shell that's formed on the top that I'm not going to use. I'll pull that off. But then the rest of this, I'm just going to get a spatula, I think. Anyone can clean, get another spatula. I'm going to treat this just like frosting on a cake. I'm just going to pour it all on top and then spread it out. God, that's really pretty. I don't think I'm even going to have to spread it out. I think all I have to do is jiggle it a little bit. That's probably thicker of a layer than she intends, given what I've seen of the cake. But I don't care, because we've still got these to put on top. Right, so this is the candied citrus peel we made the other day. It's just been hanging out here at room temperature in the box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to embed a couple of pieces of it in the jelly. All the pretty ones. This is supposed to serve 6, so we'll do 6 pieces. That will remind me not to eat the whole dang thing myself. Not that I could. You would help me.
Absolutely help
you. Aesthetic candy selection. There we go. That looks pretty good. You want to take a photo of the top? I completely forgot to do the bitter tea soak on the second layer.
Fine.
Oh well. Too late now. And that, let's see if you can see. Get this out of the way.
You are in my line.
That is the final assembled. Look at how tall it is! Outside the ring, it comes up to here. That's the top of the jelly. The ring is like this. It's like half again as high. And it's so pretty. It's got all the layers. It's fancy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe down the acetate a little bit so nothing sticks to it. And then this will very, very carefully get transferred into the freezer overnight. And then tomorrow we'll put it in the fridge to come up to room temperature. And then I can finally eat it. Yay!
So the idea is the mascarpone shields the jelly from soaking downwards, yeah?
Yeah, it's like a parfait. It's like a buffet.
Like a parfait.
Exactly. So there's mascarpone, crunch, jelly, cake, and then on the top there's just jelly on top of the cake. But this is still pretty soft set, so it needs to freeze so that it can solidify all the way. And then tomorrow what you're supposed to do is just pull off the ring and unpeel the acetate. So it's not decorated on the outside, but it has a nice firm edge because it's been frozen. I can't eat it now. I really want to eat it now, but if I eat it now, the jelly's literally just going to fall apart. So it's not going to work tonight. But tomorrow, I'm going to take a few thousand more photos of it first, and then I'm going to put it in the freezer. And then tomorrow morning, I will post some more photos of what it looks like, and then I'm going to eat it. But now I have to go do the dishes again. And that's the cake. Oh my gosh, that crunch is so intense.
Isn't it?
It's because of that tea powder. It really, really packs a strong punch. You don't want to eat it by yourself. It's blended in with the lemon mascarpone, which is really smooth and flat. But whoo, it's intense. Thank you very much for helping me put this all together and for sticking with me as I made way too much. Yeah, that was one batch. So there's another batch in the fridge. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but there might be an awful lot of... we don't have vodka in the house, do we?
Might have to do something about
We
that.
have rum. We have very good rum.
Monkey shoulder, no less.
That's whiskey, which I was coming on to.
I don't drink. You might be able to tell.
We'll figure something out. Hey, if you have any
Limit.
cocktail recipes of tea that involve tea jelly or could use a jelly or have tea as a component, let us know. Because otherwise, I'm going to have to find some good homes for all this stuff. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you so much, folks.
So we will be around tomorrow morning, 10-ish.
Yeah, civilized kind of time.
Civilized kind of time. 10-ish, we're going to do the final boss level of Concrete Genie and start diving into the bonus content. Wednesday night is Alistair's usual bedtime story stream, 10 p.m. British Summertime. And then, not this coming Saturday, 2 weeks from today, is Alistair's Rusty Quill stream at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Yes. And then work on. So, no sleep for us that weekend. It'll be great. Thank you very much, everybody, for saying happy birthday and for coming around. We'll post a Twitter thread with all of the photos that we took, and we'll talk to you all later.
Already done.
You already did?
Yeah.
Awesome. You're the best. Oh, I'm going to go open my birthday presents now. Bye.